Okay, hello and welcome back to the channel. Just to say up front that this is basically a straight fruit machine review. It's going to be along the lines of the screenplay video that I did a few weeks ago. There's no real tips or tricks or anything like that going on in this video. I am just going to be talking about the machine itself. A little bit of fruit machine memories, if you will. This is the machine here. It's Indiana Jones. This was a JPM AWP, originally released on a £6 jackpot. I'm saying, go 93, 94, something like that. This is what the real machine looked like. Got some pictures here. It's in the old JPM Vogue cabinet. This one here has got the horrible £8 upgrade on it. We didn't like the upgraded ones, these. I didn't. Part of the reason was that it kind of stuffed up the balance of the machine. This was absolutely perfect on a £6 jackpot. The £8 upgrade didn't help it, and I think it got a £10. In fact, I'm sure it got a £10 upgrade as well. And the problem was the way they did the upgrade. You can see there on this £8 here, none of the decals changed apart from your £8 jackpot at the top there, and they changed the middle decal on the end Ark of the Covenant feature. So on the £6 one, you can see there it was 363. On the upgrades, inverted commas upgrades, it went 383. And then 310.3. Now, on the original £6 jackpot, you always got multiples of £3 or £6 on this. So you could get 3.3 or 6.3, and then it'd stop or whatever. So you'd always get like 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, whatever. On the £8 upgrades, I seem to remember it could go 3.3 and then stop. So you get £6 off what was surely supposed to be a jackpot feature. And I think on the £10 upgrade, it could do daft crap like, I think, 333 for £9. And it also unbalanced the rest of the machine as well, because this machine had several jackpot features on it. Find the Holy Grail. You could take out to £5 or £6 if you were good. There was a couple here that you could get. A couple of these as Staff of Ra features. Pathway to Riches, and this is the great thing about these old AWPs. Pathway to Riches here, jackpot feature. Leap of Faith, jackpot feature. Snake Pit, not necessarily a jackpot feature. So there's so many ways that you can get jackpots and big wins on this machine, all the way around the trail, and there was really no point forcing it out to the end. Now, the interesting thing for this for me is that I kind of worked out, even though these machines numbered the old 1 or 12 on the high-low reel there, to let you know there was a jackpot in it. I didn't know about this at the time, but I'd kind of worked it out for myself that if you played kind of a tenner through it, and you didn't land on any of these features, so Holy Grail, Pathway to Riches, Leap of Faith, it would just avoid them, because Unveil Your Prize, Runway Cash, Treasure Hunt, none of those were jackpot features if it didn't want to. Snake Pat, I think, could be one or the other. It could do like £3 or something like that. So I kind of learned, not the numbering itself, I didn't work that out, but when this machine was worth playing and when it wasn't worth playing. I also learned that there was no point forcing it. There was no point just forcing it out for the end here, because you could take the jackpots out of it and you could take the value out of it through these features earlier on the trail. So you could spend several extra pounds forcing it out for the top before I even knew what forcing was. To no real advantage, because the value could be taken out of the machine by these other features. So it was, for me, I'd almost kind of worked out, like I say, not the numbering, but the idea that you could learn when a machine was worth playing and when it wasn't worth playing. And I'd actually trained even when I was catastrophically addicted, as I was in the £6 days, I'd kind of sussed this one out well enough to learn what the features were, learn what the features were that were worth taking, to know when it was in a bad mood and you needed to walk away and cut your losses, and that there was no point just trying to force it out for the jackpot at the end of the trail. Okay, so let's get a few credits in and see where it's up to. I have no idea what state this machine is in, so we're going to put a $5 in. To be honest with you, I didn't even know this layout existed. When I was getting my little Indiana Jones fix, I was still going back to the old JPM DX. The only problem with JPM, great emulator that it is, and I'll probably do a video on it at some point, is you can't resize the layout, so I've been able to go into Big O Vision here. And I've just did a search on Fruitemu for Indiana Jones layouts, and I did not know that Dural, a chap who's had many names over the history of Fruit Machine emulation, that this was his Dural incarnation, and he had done a 1280 DX for this at some point in the past. I honestly had no idea, but we'll use this DX because we're in MFME v3 here, and you can resize the layouts. Now, first things first, it's numbering, so we can see that we're getting 12s there on the high-low reel. There's a 1 and a 12. So now, the one thing that I did not know was that was how you could tell that JPMs had jackpots in them. I didn't know about numbering, but as I was just saying in the intro there, I'd kind of worked it out for myself to be able to tell when these things were worth playing and when they weren't. And let's have a look. My favourite exchange used to be the £1.60 exchange, because it started you on the board here, which was just past. It kind of got you past these first couple of ambushes that could get a bullet or two in your gun. So I got a feature here now. Okay, so $5 in without a feature. That would be rather disappointing, because these things were generally okay. So we're gonna have to put another $5 in. That's rather harsh, I think. But let's have a look. So we should be able to get on the feature hopefully shortly. This is actually on a fairly. There we are. Let's just see. There we are. He did like to do. He really did like to do hold after nudges. Did Indy. So now we are on the board. Now, the one thing that I always hated getting was it was a 2 right off the off here. I like to keep my gun empty, even though of course it could stitch you up or let you survive whenever it wanted to. So, all right, then we'll have to take that on the chin. And now we definitely don't want to roll a 3 here and land on that. Treasure hunt is a variable feature. There's no way of knowing quite what you're going to get off that. So there we are. And now we probably get. And that's. Oh dear. Now the one thing you don't want is escape, which is like a sort of collect prize. Now there was a way to work this out. I think that's £2, and then there was one that was £6 or something like that. And if it started off, that's just £1. Is that? Which one is that? Oh no, £2. There was a way. There's something about where it appeared on the alpha. Well, if we hit that again off an escape, we'll try and remember what it exactly was. Now, this machine was very popular. It did very well. There were loads of them all over the place, and I absolutely loved it. Even though it was from the bad old days for me, addiction-wise. I loved these, and I kind of did okay on them, even in the bad old days. Like I say, because there was something about the now we want to just come on. There was something about them where I just managed to get my head around them a little bit more. Oh, bugger off! Oh, now get my head around them in a way that I hadn't seen to have managed with other features. This is just a money belt thing, so we'll get what we can off that. And this was not. It's playing pretty rotten at the minute, considering that it is numbering. I would be expecting to land on some things that are halfway decent. We don't want to go back 2. That would be annoying. I should have been a little bit quicker with the. Oh, bugger. Now that one there, in my experience, never kills you. The first ambush square never kills you. The second ambush square can very rarely kill you. And once you get round to these, you are then into the. Let's just see if we can get past this here. No, that wasn't very good. That's right. Now, stop and step you could often take for a £3 repeater. But we'll carry... Oh, dear. Now, that could have me. That could have me. No, good. And we'll take Pathway to Riches. We'll take Leap of Faith. Snake Pits could sometimes be okay. Let's have a look what we get off Snake Pit. We'll have to, because we already got some money in the bank, we'll have to add it up. So that's £1. That's £2. That's £3. That's 4. Was that? That was 4.60. £5, £6. So we're up there. There we are. So we did get a jackpot off it on that occasion. And one of the things that I learned about this, there was no reason to push on, because these ambush squares in particular were absolutely ruthless. They would kill you for fun all day long. The other thing up here was that question mark there loved to give you an escape as well. Let's just have a look, see if we can get in there. I mean, we've got our session stats here. That's the other reason why I would prefer to use MFME over JPM, because you do get these nice per session meters, which unfortunately JPM doesn't have. JPM last got, I think the final release of that was in 2004. It was a great emulator in its day. It still works, it's still playable, but I think MFME just, oh dear, has got the feature set now, which is why I've chosen this layout to do this video. And there we are. That's a jackpot feature. I would always take Leap of Faith. It's a nice, easy skill stop. You can slow it down with cancel. There we are. Obviously, I don't want to be missing this, because that would be rather embarrassing. And that will be, should be, as long as I can hit this. There we are, and that is a jackpot. The problem with the £8 and £10 upgrades, of course, was that it started to protect these features. These two features in particular, it would really start to protect. The Holy Grail, I don't think it was quite as willing to land on either. There we are, straight back in. And you can see here, this is back from the era of amusement with prizes machine, when you could really get, oh, I should have been a little bit quicker there, when you could really get a little bit of bang for your buck. You could get some half decent gameplay, and the jackpot was, you know, it was always achievable within a reasonable time frame. Let's have a look. Oh dear, now that could have me. That could kill me. Don't kill me! There we are. And really, you'd just be collecting anything past this point. Well, I would collect that. Back in the wild, I would collect that, but, well, yeah, and that's why, because you're just going to get boshed. Just like that. And Mr. Sean Connery, oh my god, I've lost him. And I do remember liking these so much that they actually got quite pissed off with me in one of the local pubs, because I would happily wander in there at 12 o'clock when they opened and get a soft drink. So at the time, I had a job where I worked shifts. Sometimes I had a late shift, sometimes I had an early shift. And if I had a late shift, I think I was starting work at 1:30, 2 o'clock. So what I would do is go to this pub before I set off for work, and just buy because I was riding. I had a motorbike at the time, because I was riding my bike into work. Wouldn't have any beers, and plus I was going to work as well. You wouldn't be having a couple of beers before you went to work. So I just get like a Coke or an orange, and just to go through and play the fruit machine. I do remember the barmaid saying to me one day when I was in there at 12 o'clock buying a Coke, saying, "This isn't an arcade, you know." I'm like, well, you know, okay, I'm here, I'm buying a drink, I'm playing the machine, I'm using the facilities, there's nobody else in here, but, oh dear, that almost certainly won't kill me. It could do, but I'd be very annoyed if it did. But I love these, so don't escape. I did enjoy these so much. They were such good machines to play. Now I think that's £1. See, is that going to be £2 again? That is £2. I think it's where we want it offset to the left, where we would probably want to try that. And you can get... Now, what you can do here, you can hold for the hats, or you can do a let 'em spin for the win itself. We'll do a let 'em spin for the win. There we are. And then that'll give us a nice exchange at the £1.60 point, which was my preferred place to start, because I always felt that would have the best chance then of landing on Pathway to Riches or Leap of Faith, because we wouldn't have any bullets in our gun. We haven't landed on Pathway to Riches yet. That could do an escape. It was in a bad... Oh dear. And that could be troublesome. No, we've survived. So what we're going to have now... Oh, there we are. So that's another jackpot. Now, we do know that that's a jackpot feature, and this is why you wouldn't carry on once you've been offered. So there's £4. Oh dear. There was just no point carrying on. Even though the end feature could repeat, it could do, I think, 9, 12, 15 and 18 were all possible results from the end feature. There was really no point pushing for it, because whatever value the machine had in it, you could take out from the main feature itself. And I'm surprised in a way that I didn't kind of... Oh, sorry. Oh, that's quite a nice hole. I'm surprised in a way that I didn't use this knowledge a little bit more widely, because for some reason it didn't occur to me that other machines would work on this model. I mean, there's a good chance there. You'd fancy that? Yeah, we are now. So we have got to the end feature. We have got to the Ark of the Covenant. Let's see what we get. We get a nice little light and sound show here as well. Does the full 9 yards. And this for me was far, far better on the £6 jackpot than it was on the £8 and £10 upgrades, because the values got all kinds of stuffed up. It was best in its original £6 jackpot form, not just the end feature, but also the whole thing. It was balanced perfectly on the £6 jackpot. Let's see if it goes on. It can go on. Oh, there we are. That's gone on. So we're up to 9. Oh, there's a 12. That's £12. Oh, we've got to collect something out now as well. Look at that. Oh, 15. Not too shabby. 50. Oh, there we are. 18. So that's a nice little repeater there. So we're up to 18. Well, that's not bad. £18. We'll settle for that. That is quite a nice end, but it can just as easily go flat, which is why there's... So there we are. I think we'll go for the feature there, because I don't fancy the gamble on a 9. Let's see how we get on here. Well, I'd quite like... Oh, there, I was just about to say, I'd quite like to land on Holy Grail. Let's see if I can get my eye in on this. So follow the wooden grail. I'm saying 1 there. There we are. I used to be able to take this out to a 5 very reliably. I'm saying 1 again there. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. I'm saying number 2 on that one. It will get faster now. I'm saying number 3 there, I think. Yep. Come on. Now, it will get much faster now. Number 1. Yep, number 1. And last one for the jackpot. I think 3. I think 3. Come on. Yes! Just so many ways to get a jackpot out of this machine. I think the £6 era, £8, maybe £10 was the absolute high point of the AWP, when you could really get genuinely entertaining games. And sometimes I remember I would come up to this machine and I would lose. I just wouldn't land on any of the good features. It clearly wasn't playing. You know, you'd keep getting binned out with escapes. You'd unveil your prize runaway cash, and it would never land on Pathway to Riches or Leap of Faith or Snake Pit, and it'd push you back. As you saw there, that I landed on £4 a couple of times, whereas when it was in an arsey mood with you, it'd maybe put you onto the nudge pots when it was only a couple of quid, and then it'd spin right round to one of these and kill you. So you didn't win on it all the time, of course not. But even when you lost on it, you kind of got a little bit of a run for your money, and if you were smart about it, you would at least collect a few quid back. You wouldn't get absolutely destroyed by it. Let's have avoid the 2 would be nice. I mean, the one thing we... Oh, there we are. That's another jackpot feature. We have seen... I do apologise. My throat's still not right from the flu. We have seen Leap of Faith. So, but you see there's just no value. And I learned this very, very early on the hard way. You would never not collect Pathway to Riches or Leap of Faith. Because... Yes, we saw there, we got the end feature and it went for 18 quid, but that was by no means guaranteed, and it would just happily keep putting you in the feature, and it would keep giving you wins when it was in the mood to do so, so you would always be able to get the value out of the machine. And looking back now, with the benefit of hindsight, I'm a little bit surprised that I didn't apply the discipline and the knowledge that I had about this machine a little bit more widely, because other machines I would just keep... Oh, fuck, that was bad. I would just keep plugging senselessly away at, and yet there was something different about this machine where I somehow had the wherewithal to know when to leave it alone, even though I didn't know about the number in itself. Now, we'll take stop and step there. So we could depends how fast it's going. Oh dear, it's actually going pretty fast there. We'll have a go at hitting the JPM, but that's going to be quite hard, isn't it? There are 2 JPMs fairly close together on the middle rail, so we're going to hit one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking hell, how far off was I there? Oh, not that far. Well, yeah, I could have been a little bit better. I mean, it is still numbering, but I wouldn't have known at the time that I could see, oh, it's still spinning 1 and 12s, it's still worth playing. What I would do is just see if it was still letting me into the feature, see if it was still offering me the half-decent features when I was on there. You know, 3 holds, hold after nudges, all that thing. It did have quite a different profile when it was dead. It was fairly obvious when it was dead. You didn't need to put a huge amount of cash into it to know when this machine had it and when it was spanned. Right, okay. Let's have a look, see what we can... Oh dear. Now that could kill me. I'd be annoyed if it did. Yeah, there we are. You would expect to get that one, past that one normally and get a little bit further on. It's not giving me any of the... There we are. We've got Pathway to Riches. That's the one that we haven't seen. I used to be able to see this quite well. Let's have a look. Should be a jackpot feature. I think that was that one, and was it that one? Yeah. I'd be lying. Oh, if I said I was having a guess. I got them. I had a guess at the last one. It's possible there's only a sort of finite number of patterns. Maybe it's always up when you... But that should be, in all fairness... That should be another jackpot feature, and again, it's another jackpot feature on this machine. There's just so much going on with this. It's so exquisitely designed. They've got a good theme. They use the theme well. They've got good use of samples. The machine itself, the Vogue cabinet was always quite an attractive cabinet as well, I thought. And having the speakers here, sort of nicely placed in front of you. Oh, that was... You know what? I meant to just try and... You know, having the speakers kind of firing out into your face was a good way of doing things as well. Just everything was right about this one. So we could have another jackpot here. We have seen Leap of Faith. Let's just see if this lesson, you know, this lesson would sink in. You see, it just kills you. There was a jackpot on offer there. You push it, you carry on, and the machine will kill you. So you very quickly learn not to do that because you know that you can get a jackpot out of that, and it will just put you back in again. So if there's £18 of value in the end feature, it will just put you on the board 3 times, and you can get 3 jackpots off Holy Grail or Pathway to Riches or Leap of Faith. Sometimes it will give it you off the nudges as well. So it was a very, I think it was a very fair machine, I would say, as well. Let's see if this is going a little bit slower. It is going a bit slower now. It will do mixties if it was. So we could try. I would try and hit that on the JPMs there. Yeah, there we are. Just use the first one as the citer. £3 repeater. This could repeat as well. Only ever once, I think. I don't think it ever repeated twice. We've got to collect something out there. No repeat on this occasion. So, again, excuse me, my throat is still not right. I mean, I hope you can see here that what a great machine this is, and how the machines that we have now, what are still classified as a you know, or our follow-ons from the old amusement with prizes, are just a million miles removed from what that class of machine used to be. Can I just get this right once? I used to try and hit. There we are. Yeah, £2.40 or that off this. Ooh, now yeah, you'd be wanting to survive that. Ooh, there we are. I mean, that's a great little idea. There we are. Okay, let's have a snake bait, because snake bait's a good feature. Let's see what it does. So that's a quid, 140, 240, 340. Oh, it's made me collect some, so it'll either go on here or stop. 340, 380, 480, 580. Oh, it's making me collect again. Oh, there we are. Not bad. Nearly just shy of a jackpot. But yeah, I mean, if machines like this were still in pubs, if this was still what the AWP was, you know what? I'd be out playing them. I'd go out and play these for fun, for entertainment, with the chance of winning a few quid, which is, yeah, of course, amusement with prizes. And they have lost that. They lost it completely in the quest for bigger jackpots and bigger prizes, bigger stakes. I mean, who wants to be paying £1 a go for a fruit machine? We've got another jackpot there. Who wants to be paying £1 a go on a pub fruit machine that can lash through, you know, 20, 30 quid without, oh come on, without a sniff of anything? You know, 20p a go, £6 jackpot. They had the right idea. This was the right way to do AWPs. And they kind of slit their own throats for my money. They missed what it was that people wanted, what casual players wanted. And these machines could appeal to everyone. These would be popular. I mean, JPMs, of course, were always popular with, you know, professional players. And yet there was enough going on here. The machines were gentle profile enough to be appealing to, you know, the change from the round brigade and the casual player. They had it right with this machine. So we'll just collect a £3 repeater there. Maybe, can we get a repeat on that? That would be nice. And I mean, my stats are looking pretty good here anyway. So all this video is really is a little bit of a sort of shout out and recognition for, I would be putting this machine up there. If I said in the screenplay video that I think screenplay is one of the finest AWPs ever made. If you want that perfect distillation of those three words, amusement with prizes, I think screenplay absolutely nailed it. And I think Indiana Jones here on this original £6 release, because I fell out with this on the £8 and £10 jackpots. I'm so bad on that bloody crack the whip square today. Please don't punish me. I fell out with them a bit on the £8 and £10. Like I say, the balance of the machine was thrown off. Oh bugger! But on this original, and its original £6 arcade incarnation, I would say it was damn near perfect. There we are, £1.60. And you know what? I've taken out of the ball here. I can't see if it's stopped. I haven't clocked if it's stopped numbering or not, because it will. If you think on the £6 jackpot, it would kind of always be numbering, and it'd always be close to a jackpot, but it isn't. So, and oh, add a bullet with that. You don't want to be seeing that. See, yeah, it's going into it slightly. Yeah, okay, then we're not fancying that one, are we? Oh, Oh, we survived! Oh my god. It's probably going to do something shitty now, like land on nudge pot for £2, or it's going to hit that question mark and do escape. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the machine. Yeah, okay, that's... I wouldn't be surprised if this has actually stopped numbering now as well. So what we'll just do, we'll play it, and even though I didn't know about numbering in the day, what I would have noticed here is that the behaviour of the machine has changed. You can just see there that those last 2 or 3 features now are quite... I held the wrong things there. Are quite different. Whereas before it was being quite kind in landing on the decent features and allowing us to get those jackpot features. It's just stopped doing it now. Now, it won't stop boarding. It won't stop doing holds after nudges or anything like that, but you will get this very definite feeling of how it's keeping you away from the good stuff on the features, and that was generally when I would walk away, even though it is actually numbering there, but I may have actually, back in the day, I may have walked from it at this point. Let's just do one more feature, because I was a bugger for always having one more feature, but let's just see what it does on another feature. There we are, it's finally put us in. I mean, my stats on this are... And this was the other thing with this, you never... you never won an absolutely huge amount on this. You know, it didn't really save up for a streak in any kind of traditional sense, as, you know, JPMs didn't, and, you know, you could take the value out of them over a period of time. But it was a good machine to play, because even when you lost, you tended not to lose horribly. And it would kind of make it obvious that you wanted to be moving away. And if you won, you could win a few quid on it. It was although dear, that's I'm not fancying that. Oh, there we are. Let's just finish it off then. I mean, it was numbering. It was showing out that it had a jackpot in it. So yeah, I would say if I was doing a top 10 all-time fruit machines, this one is in there. This one is in the top 10 with screenplay as one of the best single fruit machines ever made. There we are, it's a nice £6 shot. No guarantee that it's going to go on here. And there we are, just straight £6, which kind of shows you why there's no point pushing on for the end there, because you could have that £6 several ways earlier on in the feature. And like I said, I would always collect any jackpot opportunity, any feature that I knew could be a jackpot, even if I didn't always get it on Holy Grail, and you could sometimes stuff up Pathway to Riches. Now, that there was a decent result, £34 up. That was about as good as it would possibly get on these things. I think it was in a fairly decent mood when I got to it. So there you go. Indiana Jones, I'm putting this one in the top 10 ever of the best AWPs ever produced, and it's going in there with screenplay. And as the weeks go forward, I will flesh out that top 10 or however many machines it ends up at with what I would say are the absolute creme de la creme of the AWP market. And I think most of them are going to be £4.80, £6 jackpots, maybe. Well, the £8 was a bit of a weird one. That never really took hold. There might be a £10 or two jackpot machine in there, but I suspect most of them are going to be at this point the £6 jackpot, which is where that 20p stake, £6 jackpot, they just had it perfect with the stake to prize ratio. And in terms of the machine, JPM absolutely got it pretty much perfect with this. So there you go, that is Indiana Jones, the old £6 AWP from JPM. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Apologies for my voice, the croakiness and the coughing. I'm hoping to get my voice back properly eventually. Cheers for watching. I'll see you next time.